Reese's peanut butter cups are the greatest, but let me play devil's advocate here. Let's see. So, no, that's a good thing. That's definitely not a problem. Reese's, you did it. You stumped this charming devil.
Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries, plus napkins, plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.
Yo, what's up, world? It's your boy JR, John Robinson. Science of Life is in here, and you're listening to another fresh interview on The Library with Tim Einickel on rapstation.com.
Yo, so what it's gonna be? See, some of you know my name, but you don't know me. I'm keeping up to myself until I blow C. They sending me hate, they sending the fake, they just couldn't take it. Spent all your time getting high, but you still couldn't find inspiration. I'm innovative, and sit there and take it, and I need some time to myself so that I can create.
She's a Brooklyn MC who has opened up for artists such as Talib Kweli, Twista, Mobb Deep, Buckshot, and many more. Her name is Chelsea Reject, and I know there are tons of people who can't wait for her upcoming project, Complex, to be released. I want to welcome Chelsea Reject to The Library with Tim Einickel on rapstation.com. Chelsea, thanks for joining me.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Rap Station?
Nice. So first you were heavy. I know you were heavy into the poetry scene. So I was curious, what's the transition like from writing poetry to writing rhymes? Was that like a difficult transition for you? And then how is it different from writing poetry?
The only difference is like you have to stay on a beat. So it's like you gotta really like write. Like with poetry, you could just write freely more, and you just write all over the page. It's like there's no structure.
Right.
But like when you write in a song, it's more structured. So yeah, that's the only difference. But poetry, to me, is always easier to write than a song. It's like my roots.
So is that? I mean, from having to write for a beat, does that? I mean, do you still strive to write as if you're writing for poetry in terms of that the lyrics are more important and the beat is secondary?
Yeah, true. I still write like I write poetry, but it's just a little more structured, like I was saying.
True. I want to kind of, when female MCs come into the rap music world, they're automatically compared to other female MCs rather than whomever is the best at the time. I'm going to kind of continue on. Is the poetry scene like that as well? Is it automatic that a woman poet is compared to another woman poet, or is it actually?
No. It's not like that actually. It's like. It's way different. Like with rapping, everyone's always like, yeah, female rapping is cool. But like, there's a lot of female poets, I think, like a lot. So it's like, you don't really get compared like you do in the rap world.
I don't want to compare you to another female MC, but I do want to ask, if you were compared to anyone in the rap world, who would that ideal person be? I mean, I kind of noticed that you kind of asked that question in your the first single, Bam Bam, where you say, tell me who's my competition, Kendrick or Nicki Minaj. Was that kind of like was that kind of a commentary for you on these comparisons?
Yeah, because people, Nicki Minaj, like this hot female rapper, so she always gets brought up when it comes to rapping and female rap, and I get compared to Kendrick sometimes because his lyrical flows and how he tells stories. So yeah, so I was like Kendrick or Nicki Minaj because like he's like one of the top male rappers, she's one of the top female rappers.
Speaking of Bam Bam, it's produced by Lost Jimmy. It's the first single off of your upcoming project, Complex. But Bam Bam is also, I noticed, is considered an interlude. And interludes are also, usually short tracks. And this one is short as well. So I was curious, why release this as your first single?
I wanted to give people, like, an introduction to me, like, to my new song. It was like a Sister Nancy sample. So it was just a quick, like, because, you know, Sister Nancy is, like, one of my favorite artists as far as reggae is concerned. So I was like, you know, I just want to give people a quick introduction, just straight bars, and then, you know, they'll be able to hear the rest of the music more in depth. That's a little introduction. Nice.
One thing I noticed that you do, and I really like it, is that you, so first off, I was first introduced to you, I first heard you on the Buckshot and P Money track, Clear Light.
It's going down. Said it's the region. You gon' need this. You know, of criticism, don't really know what you're talking about. Murder premeditated, tell the coroner bring the coffins out. Cause ain't nobody career safe, not even Drake's. Cause you can own it, but that don't mean ain't nobody gon' come and take it. And I ain't saying names just to say shit. Remember, my people came on a slave ship.
And what I noticed that you kind of do is that you from hearing that and then hearing Bam Bam and then hearing Everything's Changed, and other tracks, that you don't have like one set flow. Like, you know, you just kind of spit fast, you could spit slow. When do you determine, for you, like what determines which flow you're going to use at the time? Is it like the lyrics that you want out there, so you want to spit quickly, so you want to get as many lyrics as possible, or is it something else?
I mean, it's like whatever comes to me first. Like, I usually write in the studio alongside with the beat, so it's like, okay, whatever flow comes to me, I'll just use it. But I try to keep it original. I don't try to like steal anyone else's flow. So
the second track that you've released, Everything's Changed, produced by Carnage, is obviously the second single off your upcoming project, Complex. If you could talk about like what's the kind of the mission of this track, and also lyric that stood out to me was when you spit, "Always find beauty in silence." What did you mean by that? What did you mean by that line?
Oh, I was saying the other day on Twitter, like, people don't appreciate silence. Like, they always find it awkward when people are quiet. But, like, you got to find a way to, like, appreciate it. And just, like, because when I was younger, I was more quiet. So I was like, you know, I found beauty in my silence. Like, I would write poetry and stuff like that. That's what I really meant.
Wow. Wait, you were quiet when you were younger?
Yeah, when I was like in junior high type age, I was more of a quiet person. But then as I got older, I got a lot louder.
No, because the video Bam Bam and the track Bam Bam, it's like there's nothing that you being quiet as a younger kid, I cannot imagine. Because you just like, I mean, it's one of those. Back to Bam Bam, it's just kind of one of those tracks that, and I'm not. It reminded me of like spitting wise, like a Raw Digger or a Crooked Eye, just kind of spitting hard, no holds barred type lyrics, and so I can't imagine you being like this quiet kid at all, which is really cool. I want to kind of step back to, you know, prior to anything you've, you know, the first before the first hip hop rhyme or rap rhyme you ever you ever wrote. What drew you to hip hop culture and rap music?
Andre 3000 and Lupe. I like to rap, but like I didn't see like a place for me in it. Like until I listened to them, they're like really and truly original. Like, so I was like, wow, like anyone could really put their like artistry and life into rapping. After listening to them, I was like, I'm gonna try it out on the low, see how it worked out for me. Yeah, those are my two inspirations: Food and Liquor, like my favorite album when I was in middle school.
Oh wow. And the thing is, like, rap music can be seen as, you know, the argument is like it could be seen as really misogynistic. One, do you agree with that? But two, if you do agree with it, why did you pursue the art form that seems to degrade women?
Well, I pursued it because I was like, maybe I can make my own lane. I'm trying to make my own lane, basically, where I can just truly be myself with my music. I see a lot of artists doing that nowadays, like Childish Gambino. I don't know if you've ever heard of Little Sims, but she's pretty dope. She's from London. She's very herself. I think there's space for that nowadays because times are changing. rap is changing, period. There's like so many subgenres now, like within rap. It's crazy. I think there's space for like everybody in hip hop today. Like,
your influences include artists such as Lupe Fiasco, N.E.R.D, Lauryn Hill, Nas, Jill Scott, Common, and many more. And I totally could imagine that you will collaborate in some aspect with these artists real soon. When that does happen, what do you think that will be like for you?
I think it would be amazing, honestly. Especially the Lupe collab. Like, I think that would be great. Like, he's really good at painting pictures with words. Like, he's like a wordplay genius. Like, he'll like flip a word forward, backwards. Andre 3000 too. Like, that would be one of the best collabs of my life, if anything. Those two are like the main artists I really want to work with.
Do you already have like the concept of the song in your head?
Nah, not yet.
As I mentioned, you've been featured on many tracks, and obviously you're about to put out this album, Complex. How's the writing process different for you when it's just you by yourself versus being featured?
It's very much the same, but when you feature, it's like you want to give it your best. You're like, all right, this is for someone else, so I want to give them a really good verse. So there's like a little pressure there when you're doing a feature. Like, I feel like every artist goes through this. Like, okay, I'm doing a feature, I want to give them my best verse, and it's like you're competing kind of, but not really.
Right. Mm-hmm. A track that I really liked from you is Rap Politics. Mm-hmm. And a lyric that stood out for me, and I hope I don't butcher it, so I do apologize. You spit, when they yell world star, that's the downward spiral, but I'm not hating, I'm just aggravated by my placement on the ground in the basement full of racists trying to institutionalize your minds. I was hoping you could just kind of expand on what you were saying here. And why do you think world star type videos are pushed onto the masses?
I mean, people like to see like ignorant stuff, like fights, and it's not only like one group of people. Like, everybody likes watching like trash TV. So like, World Star kind of portrays like just African Americans, period, like as a whole, like animals. Like, there's always some crazy fight video and twerk video, and then this stuff has like a downward spiral for our society, like for young children to like watch that stuff. It really messes with their minds and like their perception of the world. And so that's what I was really kind of saying. And the underground, like more underground than a basement full of racists, is like, you know how people try to keep their racism on the low, like, right. Yeah, basically, like, the music is more underground than that. What I'm saying.
What kind of subject matter are you planning to address, or are you addressing in your upcoming project, Complex?
It's a lot about my life, like, so there's songs about like smoking, like there's songs about family, friends, stuff like that. It's like the simple things in my life and how they can seem like complex to me. Like, so each song is like a story kind of. I got some of Pro Era on there. So I got CJ Fly, Kirk Knight, also got Tina Apex. So it should be a cool project.
Do you already have a favorite track off the new album?
I have a song called Burning Bridges. It's like second to last song. I think it's my favorite song on there.
Oh wow. What more can I say? Chelsea Reject, someone definitely to look out for. She's a Brooklyn MC, new upcoming project, Complex. When is that going to be released?
Before the year ends, definitely.
Nice. And how can we continue to follow what you do and make sure that everyone gets the new album?
Follow me on Twitter at Chelsea Reject, CHELSEA REJECT, one word. That's my Instagram. Pretty much everything on my social networks.
Cool. Chelsea Reject, new album, Complex. Thank you so much for joining me on The Library with Tim Einenkel on rapstation.com.
Thank you, Rock Station.
Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, everything's been changing, somehow still the same shit. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, everything's been changing, somehow still the same shit. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, somehow still the same issue. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, everything's been somehow still the Walk a black girl in the skinny jeans, cause you know life is never what it seems. I just wanna salivate on my dreams and have me a vacation. So close I can taste it, apocalypse shaking the nation. So many rumors in the air, so many die long gone. Too many shooters up in here. This is for my people trying to do it but they're scared. Never let them see the fear in my eyes, I disguise it. Ever since a kid I decided, always found beauty in the silence. Lost my auntie and a friend, went to help, went to violence. Swear to God, can't take it anymore. Losing my mind trying to provide, cause I refuse to be a product of the place I reside. And I lost so many friends at the end, they ain't even die. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, everything's been changing, somehow still the same shit. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, everything's been changing, somehow still the same shit. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, somehow still the same shit. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, everything's been somehow still the damage your amateurs, disastrous flow. Candid like cameras flashing in vogue. Located in the corridor in the back of my mind. No matter what occurs in the future, I know I tried. Never been the type to follow the hype. Searching after the wave like a wine surfing high tide. Get ready to all these fake niggas. Please don't you at my back in the long run. We could've all got paid. Niggas. Now tell me how it feels to watch me shine while you sitting on the sideline. Don't ignore that shade at me. Don't hate me, hey, who created me? Doesn't matter, keep each other, I'm a win in the end. I don't make it bone shatter. I just try to make it life something right worth living within. The happily ever after. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, everything's been changing, somehow still the same issue. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, everything's been changing, somehow still the same issue. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, somehow still the same issue. Everything's been changing, everything's been changing, everything's been somehow still the
Hey, I'm Mark Goodman.
And I'm Alan Light.
On today's podcast, in celebration of International Guitar Month, Pete Townsend of The Who will join us.
Pete went deep with us into his relationship with the guitar and with music in general. The new Broadway version of Tommy. He clarified the status and the future of The Who and much, much more.
Sound Up with Mark Goodman and Alan Light, the only music podcast that matters. Get it on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.